All right, we are now live, ready for the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women podcast episode number 17. I'm Joey Atlas.
This is Nick Doherty.
This is Nick Doherty. We're going to fire up the audio version of the podcast, so you're going to hear us intro again. I got to get my mic on. This is Joey Atlas.
And this is Nick Doherty.
Back with episode number
17
of the Wellness and Weight Loss podcast for women, and also for men too. A lot of what we share is co-ed, but the theme is women, so we start with you ladies. We thank you for tuning in, whether you're on audio or you're on the video, either live or after the fact on YouTube. What we share today is going to be timeless as usual, and applicable 3 months down the road, a year down the road, 10 years down the road. We've got 2 topics we're going to be covering today. Do you remember what those topics are?
To put me on the spot.
I didn't share notes with you.
You didn't share notes with me. All right, so we've got inflammation.
Yeah. That one's a little tricky. You may have forgotten.
Was it your health profile?
No, we're saving that for another day. Even though the inflammation is going to touch on that a little bit.
Okay.
It's our pre-holiday strategies and tactics.
That's right.
So as we're doing this episode, in real time, Thanksgiving is next week. It's in 5 days from now or so, right? So we know, being in this field for life, one of the biggest challenges most people face are the holidays. So today we're going to talk about how to not only survive these holidays this year, but thrive through these holidays and come out on the other side in the new year of 2020 with some momentum, with some vision, with some clarity, without feeling like you just destroyed yourself again, only to be behind the 8 ball and try and figure out, what am I going to do this time? How am I going to do this? So we're going to share our best tips, secrets, and insights on how you can navigate this holiday season and hit the ground running in 2020, which is going to be here before you know it, literally like 5 or 6 weeks from now.
Crazy.
Right? So let's see. Do we have any housekeeping we want to start with first, or anything we need to mention?
We've talked about our programs that are up and coming.
Yeah.
For our ladies that are on the video on demand portal, we just filmed that awesome video with Louise.
Ooh, yeah. So don't lose your train of thought. Before this, as we're shooting this now, it's a Saturday, November 23rd-ish?
Sounds right.
Right?
Yeah.
Saturday morning classes are done. We then fired up the video cam to shoot a new advanced indoor cardio session video called the Fiery 5, right? Fiery 5, did you like that?
It was great.
It was great, right?
It was great.
So we created this over the last week. We had Louise, who's actually going to be helping us with our youth sports conditioning program, some personal training for the guys who want to, husbands of the wives who come here who want to train in the off hours, and some other possible things like massage therapy in the off hours. But Louise volunteered to be our trainee today in the studio, and he didn't know what to expect because he just volunteered, said, I'll be the trainee. Took him through, how long did that session end up being?
It was 19 minutes, maybe 20.
So it was around 19 minutes, maybe 20, start to finish. And we won't spoil what is it called? Spoiling the ending of the movie? What is that called?
The spoilers.
I don't know, whatever. So we won't spoil it for you, but he started out, and again, this is advanced, this particular session. He started out, he felt like, wow, this was kind of easy, the first sequence through. By the end, he was working, he was burning, he was sweating, and he was feeling like he just did something that is really worthy and worthwhile. The point being is that as we're shooting this, we know in other areas of the country, the weather is getting bad, and a lot of people can't do cardio outside. That presents a major challenge. Some people either don't have room for a treadmill, a bike, elliptical, or they've already put one of the Sculpted Fit home gym systems in the space they have, and they can't fit another big cardio piece. So we have body weight cardio sessions that could be done literally anywhere, anytime. And some of these are actually even more effective than the best machine-based cardio sessions. And you'll only know by trying them. But Luis did his, took him through it, and I think he was a little more than surprised.
He was sweating and happy.
Yeah. So if you're not a member of the Video on Demand portal yet, go sign up for the freebies first at fitnesstraining.live. That's fitnesstraining.live. You get a bunch of freebies. We add new freebies every now and again. And if you like that and you see the other previews there while you're in there watching the free videos and using them, then you may just want to take advantage of the special we have going where you could join for full access to everything, including every new thing we add, just like today's advanced cardio video, the Fiery 5, that's going to be going in there pretty soon. Other than that, what else do we have? If you're local and you want to come check out the studio, try a few free sessions, free personal training, find us on Facebook, Sculptifit, SCULPTAFIT, or you can call or text Nikki at
904-891-3680.
Or you can try to stop by during the day. When there's no training going on, studio's usually closed, we might be working in the back, but the doors are locked. You can leave your info, again, or you can find us on Facebook or go right to the website, which is
Sculptifit.com.
Sculptifit.com, SCULPTAFIT.com. That's it for housekeeping. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. Which one do you want to start with? Inflammation or the holiday prevention of self-destruction?
Let's go inflammation first.
All right, inflammation first. So why are we talking about inflammation? So inflammation is actually, in recent years especially, it's becoming evident that keeping track of internal inflammation markers is a way to keep track of the actual health of the body from the inside out. So it used to be very basic, cholesterol, blood pressure, heart rate, things like that. But with all the advancements of the last decade or two, research centers and scientists are finding that there are actual biomarkers in the body that can be measured if those specific tests are taken, of course, to look at various levels of things like certain blood element levels, certain enzymes, certain proteins, things that were not so clear or evident or known in decades past are not only becoming known, but they're becoming measurable now. Some of these are inflammation markers, and these inflammation markers are measured so that it can be predicted what somebody's potential for disease risk they hold in their given state. So today we're going to cover one of these inflammation markers, and we're choosing this one because it was one of the markers that I recently had tested in my most recent annual health medical exam. So what we're going to do is, I think 3 parts to this. We're going to tell you what it is. We're going to read a little bit about it so you have a better understanding of what this marker is. And then we're going to share the numbers of where that marker should be and how you can go about getting and finding yours if you don't currently know what it is. So this first one is MPO. Do you know what MPO stands for?
MPO.
This is new territory we're going into. A lot of people watching, listening, they don't even know what MPO is.
Is the M metabolism?
Close. It's myeloperoxidase.
Close.
It's the myeloperoxidase enzyme. So I'm going to take this sheet out from my Cleveland Heart Lab exam from the MD VIP Wellness Program that I go through with Dr. Osborne. And this is specifically found in my cardiometabolic risk report, okay? So we'll set this aside for now before I give away the levels and the numbers where I came in at. And we're going to read something, also from the MD VIP website, titled Lower Inflammation to Reduce Risk of Heart Attack and Stroke. Okay, that's how important this stuff is. When we reduce these markers and get them into the right ranges, it reduces the risks of these kinds of disease. So, short and sweet here. You may know that inflammation is an important aspect of health, but if you're like most people, you don't know exactly why. That's understandable. Inflammation is a complex process. Sometimes inflammation is a good thing, like when you cut yourself shaving. Your body sends cells to the source of the injury to clot blood and attack foreign substances. On the other hand, inflammation can be a bad thing when it happens in your blood vessels. This type of inflammation is called vascular inflammation and can lead to heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular events. Of course, you can't see vascular inflammation the way you can see redness and swelling from a cut or other injury on the surface. So how do you know if you have it? For someone at increased risk for cardiovascular problems, for instance, someone with diabetes, a doctor may order blood tests that detect inflammation. All MDVIP members get an advanced cardiovascular risk assessment as part of their annual wellness program, which along with a customized plan is designed to help prevent heart disease. This includes a test to detect the presence of an enzyme called MPO, which again is myeloperoxidase, a biomarker of vascular inflammation. Recently, the author of this article, who is Dr. Andrea Clems, co-authored a study in the Journal of International Medical Research that makes a strong case for knowing your MPO numbers. Her colleagues and her analyzed data from more than 100,000 MDVIP patients over 5 years. Once we started testing for MPO as part of the wellness panel, vascular inflammation dropped in non-diabetic, pre-diabetic, and diabetic patients. Here's how inflammation in the body causes heart attacks and strokes. While cholesterol is often a factor in cardio disease, about half of all heart attacks happen in people with normal cholesterol. People in the medical community have learned over the years that vascular inflammation is a major piece of the puzzle. When plaque, often caused by small, dense particles of low-density cholesterol, which is the quote-unquote bad cholesterol, attaches to the lining of your blood vessels, a fibrous cap can form over it. As blood flows through it, it erodes the cap, creating something like a pothole. The body sends cells to this injury to help it heal. Those cells do a few things. They clot up the top of the plaque, fixing the pothole, but they can also block the blood from flowing through, which leads to heart attack or stroke. That's where the problem is. There's something else going on too. White blood cells can release MPO during the inflammatory process, and unfortunately, MPO contributes to the formation of more arterial plaque. If you test positive for MPO, your doctor knows you have vascular inflammation and potentially atherosclerosis, a disease of your arteries caused by plaque buildup. Ways to lower inflammation, I won't go through all the details, but ultimately it ends with recommending lifestyle changes that lower inflammation, such as healthy food choices, exercise, and stress reduction techniques. That's really the most important part here, is that it is changeable, it can be improved, and I just listed the 3 top things that are shown and proven to improve levels of MPO, which is more reason for you to either start our freebie stuff on the internet or reach out to us here at the studio if you're local to get going. Now, where did my MPO numbers come in? As I approached the age of 50, we tested this a few months ago at my age of 49, which I still am, I'll be 50 in March. But as I enter beyond middle age, my health, wellness, and longevity is still extremely important to me, actually getting even more important. That's why I'm going deeper into the numbers with more invasive exams, not invasive, but more in-depth exams, because I want to know what my numbers are. I don't care about my weight on the scale. What I care about is what's going inside this body, and if I take care of this body to make sure all the internal numbers are showing up in the right ranges, then my weight and my body composition take care of itself. That's a lesson for everybody to know, understand, and take personal value in themselves. Where did my myoperoxidase fall into? So we're going to play a little quiz game here, okay? High for MPO is greater than 540.
Okay.
Moderate, still sort of risky, is between 470 and 539. Optimal is below 470. Anything under 470 is optimal. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One, where do you think my MPO was last year when I first started testing for it? Not this recent one, but before it.
Okay.
Where do you think it was?
So I'm going to cheat here a little bit, need some context clues. You said there was a marker that we were in the yellow zone for, so I'm saying before was below 460.
So you're saying in 2018, over a year ago, that I was below what?
460.
Below the 470.
In the green zone.
In the optimal zone.
Yep.
Okay. You're correct. Do you want to take a stab at where it was below 470, the number itself?
Am I in the 3s or am I in the 4s?
I'm not telling you, just guess.
Let's go with 394.
All right. It was 233
Wow.
in 2018.
Wow.
Right? I'm not bragging. I'm happy. And I want to share this because my family genetics are not the best when it comes to metabolic diseases, disorders, heart issues, etc. Diabetes especially. And so I'm really proud of this, but it's because of the work I put into it every day, every week, every month, every year to make sure that I'm getting good results. So it was 233 in 2018. Now, I get a year older. Where do you think it is a few months ago when we tested again for it?
So now I'm going to say same answer, 394.
Really? You think it went up?
I think it may have gone up.
It went down.
It went down.
I pushed it down again.
Wow.
I'm getting healthier, younger as we age.
Wow.
213.
Goodness.
All right, so next year I'm aiming for under 213.
Wow.
I'm happy. I'm not going to complain being in the optimal zone, but if you want goals, my point is if you want goals to aim for, it can't be the weight on the scale.
Exactly.
When you focus on that external, insignificant number, you lose the whole point. When you focus on all the vitals that are going on inside you that keep you alive, your weight will take care of itself. And in actuality, sometimes your weight doesn't even matter because if these numbers are all good, you have some flexibility in your weight.
Your goal never has to be a weight.
Right. The goal has to be what's going on your insides, which is quite profound when you start looking at everything and seeing all these numbers. So that's MPO. That's the inflammation marker that I wanted to cover today.
So question here.
Yeah.
On the inflammation that when people usually think of, right? Stomach inflammation or they're feeling fatigued and kind of foggy. Have you noticed a decrease in that?
Absolutely. I know for me, I've been prone to having allergic reactions, having bloat sometimes, and I would consider that those episodes more acute inflammation, episodic inflammation, as opposed to systematic or systemic inflammation that's way below the surface, that is there all the time. So two different things, but it's still, if somebody is getting acutely inflamed on a reoccurring basis, those are signals that something's going on inside the body that have to be looked at and addressed. Right? So those could be like outward signals like, hey, there's something going on much deeper inside here. Can you take a look by testing for what we might not be seeing on the surface? Right? So those superficial inflammations can be signals, hey, let's look deeper, right? Let's look at the numbers, let's do the proper testing, and let's get those numbers back. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So there's various types of inflammation, just like the article pointed out, just like Nikki just asked about. There's not just one type of inflammation, and honestly, with all the stuff, especially on the internet, there is some confusion around inflammation and what type of inflammation is actually something that needs to be talked about and addressed, as opposed to be alarmed about and start trying different things that have no proof or no science and history behind it to show that that's an actual way to control and fix that kind of inflammation. So always do proper and enough research. Talk to the right professionals before you make any kind of snap judgment on how you're going to take care of your inflammation yourself. All right. We good with that topic for now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's inflammation. We're going to cover more of my exam. We're going to do it piece by piece over the next few months and look at things at an individual level so that everybody can learn something important and take it and apply it to your own health profile, your own health analysis, your own way of keeping track of your health and making sure that the numbers are getting better as the years progress instead of getting worse like what happens to most people. You have to know what those numbers are in order for you to manage them. That's the key here, right? All right, what else we have? What's our big topic number 2 again?
Right, how the day.
All right, so
tips, tricks.
Yeah, so I've got stuff to talk about, but I'll ask you. Let's say, hi Nikki, I'm really glad I started this program last week. This is awesome, I'm loving it, but I gotta tell you, I'm so petrified. Next week is Thanksgiving, and then it's Christmas and the New Year. I have a bad history at this time of year. And although I've started this program with you guys, I'm really scared about what might happen to me the next few weeks, 6 weeks into the new year. I usually end up overeating. Everybody's bringing cakes and sending cookies to the office, and there's more wine and champagne and parties and events, and it's like nonstop. And I used to have a hard time controlling myself. What do you suggest I do with this short time frame until Thanksgiving starts? As a matter of fact, it's the weekend. We're supposed to go to a party tomorrow, and I'm like, oh my God, we're starting early. What do you suggest right now?
So, we get that a lot. Definitely in the studio with all of our clients. And part of that is that mindset shift of fear to celebration. So, what I always let clients know is, okay, so you're going to a party. Are you going to a party to celebrate your friendships, to enjoy each other's company? Or are you going to a party specifically to eat and feel bad about yourself later? What is your goal with this party? So if your goal is to interact with these people that you love, you can do that. You don't have to sacrifice going to the party. If your goal is still to eat healthier and to feel better, you can do that while at the party. Always recommend making sure you're properly hydrated, that you're drinking a lot of water, that you've had your veggies throughout the day, that you've gotten in some type of exercise before you go. But if the goal is, okay, why am I truly going to this thing? Oftentimes it's not for the food. Now Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving is one of the biggest holidays that typically is about the food. At the same time, you're there to celebrate with your loved ones. You're there to be thankful for the year that's passed and almost finishing up. So as long as you're, in the morning, there's always a turkey trot, there's always some type of run or walk or something that if you want to get everyone together or go out by yourself, hydrate, drink your water, make sure you're have a nice small meal before the big meal. Eat your veggies, take your time, celebrate with your loved ones. And then I always say, and we maybe have different opinions here, but if you want a slice of pie that your grandma only makes for Thanksgiving, have that slice of pie. Just don't have the pie and the ice cream and the buns and the rolls, and then as you're going to feel is you need to take a nap, you're way overstuffed, and you're not feeling good. So have that piece of pie, enjoy it, be grateful for your grandma, and enjoy the people that you're with.
Awesome. So one of the things you said there is really something that helped me personally in the past, because I used to struggle a lot, not only all year round, but a lot during the holidays with overeating, over drinking, and it was always inevitable. I would feel horrible afterward, even the day after, and then this cumulative effect of Thanksgiving, all the Christmas stuff, the other holidays, the parties, the events, people coming over, sending stuff, and then topping it off with New Year's, the New Year's Day. Everybody's eating and drinking still on New Year's Day again because they're off and they have all the leftovers. I would feel horrible those days, and then even like into the new year, I was like dealing with all this extra weight and lack of energy and just this self-loathing of what I just did to myself. So I started approaching the holidays, looking ahead, thinking, how do I want to feel January 1st? How do I want to wake up that day? Do I want to do it the same way I've been doing it? Or do I want to wake up and be out for a run or a bike ride or exercising indoors and feeling awesome and not thinking, oh man, I just gained literally 9 pounds in the last 6 weeks on top of what I gained during the year. And I used to do this. Even though I'm an exercise physiologist, fitness pro, this is my life, I'm a human being. I've had issues during my life, ups and downs. One of them was major food and alcohol codependencies. The alcohol thing was kind of below the surface. It wasn't ever like an addictive thing, but it was there below the surface, mixed in with the food. And I started thinking, how do I want to feel and be when this short period of festive eating and drinking is over? What really matters to me the most? What matters is, when this is all done, how do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to operate? And does my health not matter enough for me to stay in control during the holidays? And the answer is yes. So it's easy to say that, but how did I do it? And how do we coach people to do it, right? The way I did it, the way we coach people to do it, is the way anybody can do it. You prepare, you pre-plan, and you premeditate. So it's a 3-pre program, right? It becomes a mindset thing, because this is all mental first.
Absolutely.
Preparing is mental. Pre-planning is mental. Premeditating, of course, is mental, right? It's all mindset. So before the holidays hit, you approach it from a strategic point of view. Okay, prepare. I know the holidays are coming. It's inevitable. I know all the extra food and the parties and the gifts are being sent over and the office stuff and the cookies. Endless, endless, endless. Yes, maybe we can't stop all that from happening, but it doesn't mean we have to give in to all of it, right? So we prepare for what's about to happen. We face the music. Yes, it's all going to happen, but this time I'm prepared. Just because I'm in a certain place, surrounded by all this high sugar, high fat, high calorie, alcoholic stuff, all the foods, just because I'm surrounded by it doesn't mean I have to give in to it, right? So we prepare. We know what's coming. We pre-plan. We pre-plan what it is we are going to do. We are going to enjoy some. We are not going to do it every day.
Right.
We're not going to give in because somebody sent a big tray of cookies and brownies and champagne to the office. We don't have to give in. We don't have to feel guilty if we choose not to.
Right.
We didn't ask for it, and for us, our health, wellness, and longevity is a priority, unlike most people. So if they want to choose to have that stuff and then complain the next week and complain on New Year's, oh, I gained 7 more pounds, that's their choice. But we could pre-plan our choices. I will do this. I will not do that. I will make sure I still eat healthy most of the time. And indulge a little bit, right? So you make your pre-plan. Part of the pre-planning is if you're hosting anything at your own house, or you're invited to bring a dish to a party or a gathering, make most of it healthy.
Yep.
There's still ways, if you've been hanging around us long enough, you already know there are still ways to cook awesome meals that taste wildly healthy, taste fantastic, are delicious, and are good for you. And so it doesn't have to be the heavy, fat, processed carbohydrate, sugar type stuff. It can be balanced and delicious and good for you and enjoyable even by your guests. The other part of it is premeditating. So you want to premeditate. You want to envision where you want to end up, right? We meditate on how we want to be in 4 weeks. We see it in our head, how we want to be on New Year's Day, how we want to be the first week of the new year. You meditate on how you want to feel. Meditate on things you want to be saying. I want to be saying, I feel awesome. I didn't gain any weight this holiday season. I still enjoyed myself. I still exercised. I didn't throw in the towel. Nobody took me off the rails. I stayed committed to my health and wellness lifestyle. And I didn't go off the rails. So you premeditate that. You see it. You close your eyes. You envision it. You speak it to yourself. You pre-rehearse it, right? Premeditation is pre-rehearsing. When you're in the moments, you remind yourself. When you're at the party, when you're at the event, when you're at the gathering, you remind yourself of the things that you put up here and thought about the week before. When you did your pre-planning, your preparing, and your premeditating, you go back to those visions and thoughts when you're in the moment and you remind yourself, yes, I already thought this through. I know what I'm going to do here. I'm not going into it cold, having never thought about it, without a plan, without preparing, and without premeditating, set yourself up for failure. No, this time you did all the homework. You did all the mind work. to put yourself in that situation and already know what you're going to do instead of making yourself an impressionable victim without having thought about it and then getting influenced by everybody. Oh, have some. It's okay. Have more. It's a holiday.
Right.
If you do that for 6 weeks straight at everything you go to, it's all going to pile on. You're going to feel horrible because the insides of your body are crying, please have mercy on me. Don't give me any more. I don't need it. I don't want it. You can't let your surroundings influence you. You influence your surroundings by going into that event or that place already having thought it all through and pre-planned what you're going to do. Make sense?
Yes.
Any questions on that?
No.
All right. That's it. We're done.
Are we done?
That's your holiday prepare, pre-plan, premeditate.
Perfect.
If you have any questions about it, just reach out to us. If you go through the holidays and you thought this was a great idea, but you weren't able to execute on it and you need help, come to us. That's what we do. This is what we're here for. This is our life. This is what we've been gifted with. Reach out to us. We can help you for next year. We can help you for the spring. We can help you after the new year when you're like, you know what? I'm ready now. I need the right help. I need the right guidance. I need the right support. I need the right team behind me. You'll connect with us. You'll connect with all the other people that are coming here already who have the answers, who have the support, who are making progress. You'll be able to connect with them and let the springtime be good for you. Let summertime be awesome for you. Healthy, fit, in shape, and strong. Getting better, getting well. And then by the time next holiday season comes around, you'll have a whole different way of thinking about how you approach them, how you go through them, and how you come out the other side. Next time, 2021, getting in even better shape, being healthier, being stronger, and more in control of what goes on between your ears so that you can be where you want to be and live how you want to live in the life that you want to live. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. If they're local and they do want to get in here now, like, oh, I've seen enough, I've heard enough. What do we do? What should I do? What should our locals do first?
Give me a call, 904-891-3680. We can talk about you specifically, get you in for a class, personal training, accountability program, wellness for Wifey.
Wellness for Wifey.
Lots of programs that we have. Just come, you need to talk to us first.
And if you are the wifey or the lady watching and you want your husband to get on a program or any guy in your life, even though the studio is for women, we also do personal training in the off hours for the guys. We can even come to the home or the office to do personal training if it's close enough. So reach out. Come get us. Come reach out. Connect with us. Sculpt to Fit on Facebook. You've got Nikki's direct studio line. SculptToFit.com. And if you're long distance, because we know we have people watching this on the other side of the world and everywhere in between, and you're new here, if somebody shared this with you, go to fitnesstraining.live. Start with all of our freebies, and if you like that, then you can upgrade to the paid membership to get full access to all of our videos, programs, recipes, mindset training seminars. And if you want more and more and more, you can check into the Sculpt to Fit home gym systems to have one sent to your house so you can follow all of our personal training videos. You can inquire about personal, remote, long-distance, one-on-one coaching so we can guide your mind in the right direction to bring you to success. And we can come up with any other thing you might need. If you have a corporate program you want to implement at your place of business, we can help you, your entire staff, get healthier and better shape and make that business a better business. And then we could customize any kind of solution you want. So, but you got to reach out. You got to connect with us so that we can give you what you need, take you where you want to go. And I think that's it.
That's perfect.
What episode was this?
17.
17. So we're going to shut it down. Thank you for tuning in on the audio. We appreciate your ear. If you can think about someone to share this with, go ahead and send it over to them. And until next week, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right. And if you're still watching on video, which if you're still watching, that means you're still watching, we appreciate you tuning in. Please think of someone to share this with. If you want to connect with us, you know how to get us now. If you're watching this before Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. Don't overdo it.
Let us know
and spread the love.